仲間の数と配置は
Oh. Oh. Oh, damn, that's nice. Oh. Okay. Yeah, let's talk about it. Jujutsu Kaisen's second season has hit some of the highest highs in the entire anime, but it's also had some of the lowest lows, at least at a glance. The problem for JJK is that the first season set a high bar, and then Hidden Inventory, well, raised it further. At this point in time, an average episode for Jujutsu Kaisen is unfortunately seen as, well, kind of mid to a lot of fans, me included. This episode has issues, not just on the surface, but beneath as well. It had 2 to 3 times the average amount of second key animators, and unfortunately this is not something that's going to change anytime soon. The reason this is bad is because it means that the show's production, well, I mean we know this, but it's less than ideal, and not enough time is being given to these animators to make it look consistently good. Now there's a need for more outsourcing to newer, less experienced animators, and I feel bad for these guys, because not only are they being thrown to the wolves, they're also getting their kneecaps shattered beforehand. It doesn't matter how good the talent is, if not enough time is given to them, the drawings and animation will suffer as a result. Experienced animators may be able to offset this a little bit because of their experience, but even their drawings will, well, look rough. Here's a little demo of what I mean. I don't want to talk about the animation week to week, because I'm beginning to sound like a broken record, but when it's this blatant and in your face, it is kind of hard to ignore. Anyway, this episode isn't bad, because for an average anime this would probably be considered a good episode even. But Jujutsu Kaisen is not an average anime, and it sucks that MAPPA is treating it that way. Episode 12, Blunt Knife, brings us back to where we left off. As Nanami walks to find Ichiji, we get an internal monologue from him about his role and place in the world. He finds Ichiji, severely wounded on the floor, and an image of Haibara flashes for a brief moment, as we cut to the OP. I won't dwell on this too much so as to not potentially spoil anything for anime onlys, but I wonder if starting the episode with Nanami and then cutting to Mei was an intentional decision by the writers and director. Just some food for thought. Speaking of the baddest speaking of Mei, I love the scene of her menacingly walking towards this loser. If anything, the direction this season for the non-action scenes has been really solid. The sway, the colors getting brighter and brighter, the close-ups when Mei emphasizes something. It all looks really good, and Wee Wee is just like me, for real. Mei is a pretty great character, and I love her for her ass. What I mean is, I love that, despite being on the side of good, she's not exactly a good person herself. To her, a life is only measured by the potential that that life has when it comes to serving her. She's morally dubious, or maybe even straight up bad. The veil is broken and Yuji and Megumi discuss what to do next. Their conversation is cut short as Ino comes flying down from the building. Working together, the two catch him and thankfully he's still breathing. Later on, Yuji ends up saying one of the dumbest things ever, unknowingly of course, but sir, I know you don't know who he is, nor can you actually sense him, but yeah. Oh, right, Toji's back. Back. I may have engaged in a little bit of trolling last time. I don't think many people expected him to show up ever again. But episode 11 gave us just that. Kind of. But this time he's really back. Toji's body is special because of his heavenly restriction. In exchange for this ludicrously powerful body, Toji has 0 curse energy. The benefits seem to be worth it because it's so strong that even her grandson's soul loses out to his body, giving Toji full control. This Toji, by the way, is in his prime, as stated by Gege. So, good luck to anyone from here on out that has the misfortune of running into Toji. I salute and thank you for your service. This transition to Maki is pretty clever, given that she's basically a mini Toji, and the situation itself has gotten worse. This geezer isn't helping, Yuji and Megumi have split up, Mekamaru is not even talking anymore, and Mei has to confront fake Geto. But before that, we have to talk about, oh god, this guy. Oh god, this fight! This is probably where the episode falls apart for me, visually. This scuffle kinda just sucks. There's no impact to any of the motions, and the movement itself feels very janky for a big portion of it. I like this cut of the nails being hid, but I hate the next part. Why do they travel so slow? Him weaving through these doesn't even look impressive because I feel like I could have dodged those nails. This part looks underwhelming, and it sucks that Nobara's first encounter looks like this. The next part, however, is pretty good. Well, not her getting stabbed. Or kicked! I meant this Mortal Kombat X-ray sequence. The direction for the scene is really good, and I love how they portrayed Nobara's confusion and disorientation, and the limited and iffy animation actually works for this scene much better than it did before. Unless it was intentional, in which case,
I'm sorry, the animator that worked on this, I know it isn't your fault, it's MAPPA's, and they should be giving you better conditions, a better time, but it really isn't your fault, I'm sorry.
Now this, there's nothing to be sorry about. This entire sequence that follows Nanami's arrival is 10 out of 10 in practically every aspect. Kenshiro Tsuda, Nanami's VA, actually redid some of the lines for this big scene, and you can really tell by how intense he made Nanami. He sounds so imposing, and the character animation on his face really sells the scene. One quick thing, Mappa, why did he grab him by the ponytail? In the manga, he only grabs him by the hair. I think I know what you were doing with this scene. Naughty. This is by far the best part of the episode. The level of detail on Nanami's drawings is incredible. He looks so intense, and again, the delivery of the lines is also flawless. Plus, they gave Nanami his own mini Gojo moment with like the lights flickering on and off. After this man nearly donutted Haruta, he didn't even use his ratio technique, probably so as to not instantly vaporize Haruta on the spot. Plus, tiny little thing here, they had him do the Jajangken pose. How could this not be a 10 out of 10 scene for me? The only nitpick that I have is that I really do wish Haruta flew a little bit faster, because it does look like he got off a little too easy, but still 10 out of 10 regardless. Mei's confrontation with Fake Geto and Smallpox is also really good. It's nice seeing Mei's deductive skills again. Back in Hidden Inventory, she had already figured out the curse in episode 1, so seeing her analyze the situation and come to the conclusion that the Geto before her is actually fake and that, Gojo's not working alongside him, it is really nice. I like that because so far, in Jujutsu Kaisen, the characters that are shown to be competent are actually competent. We're told Nanami can get shit done, and he does. Same thing here with Mei, also Frog Gojo. Smallpox expands his domain and Mei's in trouble, but she's actually the GOAT, and once again, Wee Wee is just like me for real. One final thing. Jujutsu Kaisen has got to stop ending episodes like this. I had a feeling that this episode would end with Yuji and Choso's confrontation, but why did it have to? Dude, now I have to wait, well, actually 2 days since this video is kind of late. Sorry about that. Overall, this was a very average episode with some really good standout moments. Season 2 is undoubtedly good. I just wish we could see what the staff could really do if they had been given more than the bare bone resources. Like with every average episode, I'm always impressed how, despite these production issues, the episodes themselves still look baseline good. Anyway, kudos to the animators, Mappa bad, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye!